I hesitated here, everyone, to share this with you and actually to not share it with you because let's go. One of my favorite vlogs to make after a peak race, breaking down what actually happened in the race. How you doing out there? Hope you're doing well. Man, thank you for watching the vlog from 2 days ago, the Naples Half Marathon. Unbelievable. The bar has been raised. It has been raised. Again, shout out to Tyler, Michael, and probably 8 other people sent me footage from the race day that made the vlog that you all got to watch 2 days ago. So again, unbelievable, but like, I don't know how we're ever gonna top that because there's so much great footage. I didn't even use probably half of the footage. So anyway, thank you. Tip of the day, save your bib numbers. There it is, and right on the back with a Sharpie or a permanent marker, your time, your place, the date, maybe a little memory from the day. I save all of my bib numbers, and I can't even tell you how fun it is to go back into the archives, 2 years, 5 years, 15, 20 years down the road and just like look at old bib numbers. Anyway, that's my little tip of the day. That's why I've got this. And yes, I need to wash this singlet. Yes, I haven't done that yet. Here we go. GCR squared. Gratitude, celebrate, rest, and reflect. Today is all about reflecting on what happened on the roads in Naples, Florida, okay? I want to be as detailed as possible. I won't go through every single mile, but I'm going to be very detailed, even the warm-up, and just break in the conditions and everything. So here we go. Oh, and what's great is that we have so much footage to analyze, again, thanks to all the filming that happened. So at the beginning of this training block, I had an A goal and a B goal. And before a peak race training block begins, I always have set out with an A goal, a B goal, and even sometimes, depending on the race and the distance, a C goal, okay? So my A goal at the beginning was to run in the 104s, and ideally the low 104s, all right? So didn't hit the goal, did not hit my A goal for this training block. B goal, set a new half marathon PR. We did it, everybody. 105:43, the official chip time, okay? Not my watch time, not my Strava time. We got a little bit of a conversation happening on Twitter talking about the differences between chip times and then Strava times. And just got to say, everybody, even in the middle of a race, be careful if you're racing on a course with a lot of trees or a lot of big buildings, because those big buildings can impact the data that you're receiving on your watch from the satellites up above, okay? So even there was moments in the race where I looked down and it said 322 per kilometer. And I was like, no, that's not right. I know it's not right because I know what 322 feels like, and I know what 302 to 305 per kilometer feels like based on cadence and based on breathing. And then I was like, oh yeah, the trees, we're running through trees right now. So anyway, just a little note there. Here we go. 5 minutes, it came out to 5 minutes a mile, 306 per kilometer. This is the pace. And then also, I believe, I'll double check, but 15:33 per 5K. Okay, those are kind of the average paces that I was able to hold for the entire race. Now, course conditions. Amazing. Perfect. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too humid. The road was amazing, like flat as a pancake. Now I will say though, the roundabouts, it did break up my stride a little more than I expected. Again, first half marathon in a decade on the roads. So this is new territory for me. I'm the old billy goat, trying to run fast again, hang with the young fast guns on the roads. Like, this is all new territory for me. So doing 5 minute pace around those roundabouts was a little it wasn't hard, like I wasn't gonna fall over, but it slowed my pace down more than I expected, and it's just something for me to remember for the next big peak half marathon race. All right, so I'll leave it there. Course was amazing, temps amazing. It was amazing conditions out there. So warm up, here we go, very detailed. Put the shoes on, 1 mile warm up, 7:30 a mile, stretch, 4 strides back and forth, 120 meters, half-mile jog closer to the starting line, 2 more strides back and forth with some very, very basic form drills, okay? I don't like to do it too much form drill action because, I want to save the legs, and that's about as much warm-up as I do before a race of that distance. Half a marathon, now ultra marathon, I would even do a little less than that. So about 1.5 miles of running for my warm-up, and it felt good. Like once the gun went off, and here's some shots of that, it was pretty cool. Starting, it was pretty dark out still. That was amazing. Of course, Parker was there. I believe he's a 101 guy, is his PR. So he is really fast. As soon as I saw that he was gonna be there, I knew he's probably gonna take it out and just, be in no man's land for most of the race. And sure enough, that is exactly what happened out there. So started in the dark. By 1K, I am packed up with my pack. I think it was 5 guys, which turned into 6, or was it 4 guys, which turned into 5? Anyway, I think it was 5 guys turning into 6 because we were chasing down an Olympian, Marvin Blanco, I believe is his name, from Venezuela. How cool, like, to be able to race with an Olympian. He is going to, from what I believe I understand, he's going to be representing Venezuela in Tokyo, I think for the marathon, not for the 10K. I thought I heard 10K, but I think it's the marathon, Marvin Blanco of Venezuela. So by mile 2-ish, we're starting to catch him. And yes, I opted to take the lead and help with the pacing and help with the drafting, even though I'm like the smallest guy out there. But I am personally never going to be a racer who just sits on everybody and doesn't help with pacing. It's not my style. I don't like that. I just don't like that. I like to help with the pacing. And out of this group you see on your screen, there was every single person at one point rotated to the front to help with pacing and creating that, jet stream, that drafting basically for everybody else behind. So I thought that was really cool. We worked together, we packed up. It was again, ideal situation. So shout out to all the guys. I'll mention a couple of their names later, but anyway, it was, I have to mention this. Trail running versus road running. I do both, okay? And I've gotten a couple emails, maybe not the most positive emails where people are like, Seth, I don't like that you're running on the roads, or Seth, I don't like that you're doing trails, or it's like, and because like they're so dedicated to trail running or so dedicated to road running, and I'm like, people, at the end of the day, we are all fighting and working hard, whether it's on the trails or on the roads, chasing down dreams in whatever genre of running you're doing. And so anyway, it's like, I do both and I love both, okay? And I'm learning to love the roads a lot more because of this one point. It's very interesting to be packing up with 5 guys. You don't really do that in trail running in the sense, and definitely not ultra running. And now, obviously, a lot of times in those races, I'm, a little bit in no man's land in the front, near the front or at the front. But I'm telling you, it's something special in road racing because there's a little more packing happening, and you get to work with other people in like you're just going fast, close in close quarters with everybody. Anyway, I thought it was just really. That was probably the highlight of the race, I'll just say right now. So moving on to mile 3, here's the roundabout. Just amazing, and I'm still in the lead in the front of the pack. Parker's out front. It was just awesome. And moving on to mile 5-ish. So this is the big roundabout with a big water station. This is where the water bottle exchange happened between competitors. If you saw it in the vlog from 2 days ago, unbelievable. That was and I was in the back at this point, and so I got to witness it. So that was cool to see that. Okay, I hesitated here, everyone, to share this with you, and actually to not share it with you, because something happened in the race at mile 5 that I've only told to True Love, and I'm not going to tell everyone, And I had to think about it because I never want to be a racer that makes excuses, okay? And maybe someday I will down the road, but it's something that happened around mile 5, and it's nothing to do with any other racers or anything on the course or anything like that. And it's something that I can now, okay, you ready for this? Take with me and use as fuel for the next training block. That's that, okay? So it's, I always want to be transparent with all of you and be open, but there's also moments I think where it's good to discern and figure out, okay, when should I share everything and then maybe keep something for me to use as fuel, and that's a situation right now. So anyway, just wanted to mention that, and it happened right around mile 5. So I'm going to leave it there. When did the legs start to hurt? Okay, so we're plucking along, moving through the miles, 6, 7, 8. We're still in a pack, working together, working hard. It's just so fun. And yeah, it's unbelievable. But by about mile 8, everybody, and this is good note for you, pay attention to your legs. When does the lactic acid start to build up in your legs? For me, in this race in Naples, it was mile 8, okay? And now I can use that intel for the next training block, especially the next half marathon road race, okay? So about mile 8 is where the legs started to say, hello, I'm down here, pay attention to me. And all right, so between mile 8 and mile 9, this is when the pack does start to break up a little bit. And it's a sad moment because you're working with these other guys for, oh gosh, well, at that point it was probably, I don't know, 40-ish minutes, 45 minutes roughly. And so you're like, okay, well, it's starting to turn into every man for himself. So I was able to barely hold on to Steven Martinez, Marvin, and Nick French, I do believe, who were ahead of me. And then 2 guys did fall off the pace. And by mile 10, we're moving along. And Steven Martinez, he's the one that ended up in 2nd place. Oh, this was amazing to witness. So at mile 10, Steven makes the decision to drop the hammer. He probably went down to 252 to 255 per kilometer pace is my guess. That's what it looked like. I mean, he just, and that was obviously in his game plan to just wait to mile 10 and then go. And he took off, and then Marvin and Nick, they worked together for basically the rest of the race. I think Marvin ended up out kicking him. I can't remember. I'll try and find it and put it on the screen. And so I fell off the pace once Steven dropped the hammer, and I think I stuck with Marvin and Nick maybe for like another quarter mile, maybe half mile at the most. But here I am starting to tail off when the gentleman at the side says, remember the Andes. Actually, that did help. Just so you know, like little motivations like that. It's like, oh yeah, we're fighting for a PR here. I might not break into the 104s, but we're fighting for a PR. We got to get that Andes. So last 2 miles, this is where you have to go dig deep mentally and remember all the work you put into the entire training block. And just remember, you're almost to that finish line. But if you just can't remember that, I have to personally, what I do is really remember my running form. And there were some photos taken of me the last, I think, 800 meters. And I could tell that my form was starting to dissipate pretty quickly. Like my arms were starting to cross my body too much. My head was moving off to the side too much. I think I was slouching a little too much. Anyway, I could just tell by the photos that were taken, because the last 2 miles, when it really starts to hurt, but I do have to say, unlike Amsterdam, now Amsterdam was a marathon. This was a half marathon, but I did not fall apart completely. It was not close to doing that, but like I did slow down. Okay, I will say that the last 2 miles, but I didn't fall apart where I just was like, okay, this is gonna be this is gonna get ugly. Last 2 miles. That didn't happen. I feel like, and I'm gonna try and find some more footage from the last 2 miles. I feel like I actually held it together pretty well. I definitely was tired. I definitely was hurting. My form was starting to struggle, but I don't think it just fell apart completely. So that is actually exciting. It's a good stepping stone for me, again, for future races, future peak races on the road. So breathing was in control the first 10 miles. It definitely was, I was starting to labor more the last 3 miles, 100%. And so here I am finishing, and even the finish, like I could just see my form starting to, again, fall apart a little bit. But We got it done. We crossed the finish line. Again, a shout out to the gentleman who put the drone in the air. Absolutely unbelievable. And the question becomes, Seth, are you pleased with 105.43? And I am. Now, would it be more fun to run in the 104s? Of course. Like, and actually, I think I will do it at some point. I still believe I can run in the 104s 100%. Today, or it's Naples, 2 days ago, wasn't the day for that to happen. But I am pleased with a 70-second PR. Like, that's a good chunk of time to drop off, even though I know that other time was from, in a marathon race. But I feel very good about a 70-second PR. And it's, again, a good dipping the toe in the water, maybe taking a full plunge into the water for racing fast at a half marathon distance. And sooner rather than later, we are going to talk about future training blocks and future races that I am looking to do this spring, okay, 2021. And there you have it, everyone. I think I'm going to leave it there. I could go on and on. It was amazing. Yeah, and again, didn't hit 104s this time. But the bug has been playing. I have the run fast on the roads bug is what I tweeted out after. It's just so much. And now that I know, this is a good point. One more point. I have a baseline now. You know what I mean? It's been a decade. So now I have something to work with for future training blocks. Okay. Whoo! So many. And speaking of future training blocks, so tomorrow's vlog, I'm gonna break down the entire training block starting from, what was it? I think it was late October. So the workouts that worked, the workouts that maybe didn't work, talk about the volume, talk about vertical gain, talk about red blood cells, talk about so many different factors that went into this training block. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm actually probably more excited about tomorrow's vlog than I am even this vlog. So anyway, here we go. Butter the bird, question of the day. What would you like to see in future racing vlogs? Okay, let me know, how cool was it when Tyler was interviewing people out there on the course? That was cool. That was amazing. So anyway, what ideas do you have to make these running race vlogs even better for all of you? All right, so get creative, because I'm here to serve you and hopefully inspire you a little bit through this YouTube, deal. And but it really does help to hear insights from the viewers. All right, so thanks for commenting down below. We will toss it to, of course, the race right there. Oh man, oh gosh, I've gone back and watched it a couple times just because, one, to analyze my running form, but two, just to see the passion in all the racing faces out there. It's unbelievable. So anyway, right there. Onward and upward, everyone. Okay, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.